Good morning everybody, welcome back to the channel Red Fox Bushcraft. So we're here in Arctic Finland. This is our 4th day here. We're going to be doing some activities today. It's a beautiful landscape. I'll show you around. This is a clever idea. The lads here, they've used their toboggans to cover their kit bags up, keep the snow off them. Quite a smart idea actually. I'm going to steal that idea, I think. They're still in bed. Morning Matthew, morning. First thing on the agenda this morning, get the fire lit, get some snow melted and get a hot drink down us. The lemon tea here in Finland is absolutely delicious. I'll show you the packet.
Oh yeah, we had that before.
Yeah, so this is delicious. It's kind of like tang. If you have it hot, it's like hot tang. Right. Now I'm going to leave a bit of water in the bottom of this billy can. The reason is, I'll just move it out of the way because of the steam. The reason is we use the hot water so that we can melt the snow easier. It's like sacrificial water. So I'm going to stick some snow in this now. The tarp sheds snow, so all this snow is clean and fresh snow. So it's better for the billy can. You want to avoid getting snow from underneath trees if you can help it. I know we're in a woodland and it's pretty impossible, but you get little branches in there and animal dung and things like that. So just try and get the freshest snow you can get, really. Like I said, the water in the bottom of this is hot, so it's gonna melt the snow easier. If you put snow directly in a billy can, if you have to do that, give it a wiggle now and again. Otherwise, it kind of just sticks. Having a lid on the billy can really helps. It keeps the heat in and the steam hits the top and bounces back down. So if you can, always use a lid with a billy can. Also, it keeps the, rubbish out of it as well, So already we're in a better situation now. We've got a fire lit, we've got water, and we've got a hot drink. So we're ready to start the day. It's like, survival's like a cup of tea. If you can make a cup of tea, you're not in a survival situation. I know it's just camping, but the temperatures can be quite low around here. And it's important always to have a fire ready, always to have water ready, and dry clothing. Oh, that's good actually. Another thing to consider is, if your gear fails, have you got the capability or the equipment to fix it? So this morning, Dave discovered that the hood on his sleeping bag was completely ripped and he had down everywhere. He said it was like snowing inside his tent, but he quickly fixed it with duct tape. So it's important to bring with you, you know, the means to fix something that breaks, a sewing kit, duct tape, things like that. Even spare nuts and bolts for your toboggans, you know, metal cable ties, cordage, anything you can fit in, bring it. You might notice me doing this on occasion. It's not because I've got a cold, it's just because your nose runs anyway in these temperatures. My beard is constantly wet. If it was colder, it would be frozen now. On the walk in, we had big lumps of ice in our beards. A lot of indigenous people to the cold regions of the world don't have beards for that reason. They can be a bit of a nuisance, really, you know. Having no beard, you're not getting it full of ice. Not that I've got a good beard, but I did have, but I had to cut it off of this trip. Oh. I'll just show you this. Now, before this was full of snow, wasn't it? And now, I don't know if you can see there, it's only just under quarter full. You know, so I'm going to have to refill this with snow now. And that's what you got to do. You got to keep topping it up with snow. Let it melt down. Top it up and let it melt down. Just the way it is. I'm going to tamper down the snow so that it can compacts and then it will freeze. And I'm going to have a go at making an igloo. We'll see how much time I've got, but if I start it now, I might get it finished and stay in it one night. Right, I've just got changed for the occasion now. Because I'm going to be doing a lot of work, I've took off my my down jacket so I don't sweat. I put on my snow smock with just a jumper and a light t-shirt underneath. I've got with me a flask because I'll be working. I need to keep hydrated, so I've got a hot flask of mint tea. Sorry, not mint tea, lemon tea, the stuff I've shown you before. And I've got some dry mittens with me on my harness, so that when my gloves that I'm working in get wet, I can easily swap them out and just get my hands warm instantly. So I'm going to start doing some work now. So this area that I've tamped out with my snowshoes, I can walk on without snowshoes now. I'm going to see if I can cut it into blocks at this moment in time. If I can't, I'm going to have to leave it for longer. It's been about half an hour to an hour. So hopefully it's frozen up. I'll get the saw out and see how it looks. See, I'm post-holing here now. I'm sinking in a little bit. It's not been long enough. But I'll get the saw out anyway. So this is my snow saw out of my snow shovel. I can cut blocks out with this. What I'm going to do is find the centre and I'm going to draw out a circle. Right, I'm going to have to leave that longer. It's not hard enough yet. Give it another hour or so. But I've marked out my circle, ready to go. It's actually quite big. I might make it a little bit smaller. I made it big because I thought Jim might be staying in the igloo with me. But we'll see. Dave was just passing there, and he's I just got him to do me a favour and tamp down the snow a little bit more with his snowshoes. Right, it's not working. Sometimes it doesn't. Depends on temperature, things like that. But it's just a bit powdery at the moment. I could probably leave it another day and try again when it's frozen more. But I've got other stuff I want to do. I might have a go at making a quinsy instead. I'll just keep going. Well, it's about being outside anyway, you know. It doesn't matter what I'm doing, as long as I'm in this beautiful forest. This is a fire break, you know, to prevent forest fires from spreading. But skidoos, snowmobiles use these trails a lot. We've seen a lot of snowmobiles go past over the last couple of days. We've even seen an electric snowmobile, which is quite good because it's quiet. I suppose you wouldn't scare animals as much with an electric one. So what I'm doing is piling up a mountain of snow. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Pile up a mountain of snow so I can make a little one-man quinsy. It's just, the snow's just not right for igloo building today. I've been on other trips and we've managed to get it done, walls built and stuff, but it's just not working. So I'm going to make this little one-man quinsy. I think what I'm going to do is leave it to freeze overnight and then cut into it tomorrow, because I've got a shelter. I'm in no rush. I'm only doing it for fun. Keep up my survival skills and keep you guys entertained on YouTube. But yeah, trick is to stay cool. I've took my hat off now and just staying cool. But what a lovely day. It's not snowing for once. It's really nice. I think Julie's doing the communal tea tonight, so I'll be getting some of that down me very shortly. And again, like I said before, I've got a flask of lemon tea that I keep hydrating with. It's very important to have that, you know. Keep cool, keep hydrating.
There's some snow.
It's nice.
Right, I'm off to bed now, guys. I'm going to get some sleep. We'll continue in the morning. See you shortly. Good morning, guys. Digging out the quinsy this morning, so I think I might stay in it tonight. It's a lovely day. So Dave's over there, he's making a survival shelter using a fallen tree. We'll have a look at that shortly. I'll just dig a bit more of this quinsy out and we'll walk over. Yeah, so Dave's found this fallen tree and he's making a bit of a shelter using the branches that are already on it. What we'll do, we'll leave him to it and then we'll come back later on and see what it looks like. Are you all right there, Dave?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, okay, buddy. So Matthew here, he is making a tree survival shelter. And we'll come back to him again shortly. Let him get on with it. It's hard work.
Yes, it is.
But it could save your life in a situation, you never know. Good to keep up the skills, eh, mate?
Oh, always.
No.
Get lax.
Yeah. Well, Matthew's expedition leader on this trip. Normally it's either Dave or, but today, this trip, it's Matthew. He's leading it. He's been on a few trips now and he's showing great leadership qualities.
We hope.
We hope. But another lovely day. Dave in the distance there, making his tree shelter. The snow's a little bit wet today. The temperatures aren't as cold as we wanted them to be. Got my Quincy in the distance there. Just that little bump you see. Our camp's just to the right hand side through that woodland. Oh yeah, I'll show you my tripod, what I'm filming with. It's a stick. So if the camera's a little bit shaky, it's because I haven't got the equipment with me, because we obviously couldn't fit it all in the bags. Get a hot brew down me. Now, I'm getting quite wet now because the snow's wet, but it doesn't really matter because we've got a lava over there with a log stove going. I can brush the snow off myself, soon dry out. But it's important to stay dry. If you haven't got the means to get dry, don't get wet to begin with. Avoid sweating. You know, if it's snowing, find shelter. Oh. Yeah, I had some reindeer sausage last night for tea. Quite nice. I had some of Julie's goulash she made. That was quite filling. And I had a lovely warm night in the tent last night. Really warm, cosy. Dried my sleeping bag out. Jim had a wet sleeping bag, but because he's got a hot tent, within 10 minutes we got it dry. You know, the beauty of having a hot tent, you know, it gives you the ability to stay out longer. It's a way to go, really. Or if you're cold camping, which is fine, make sure you've always got a hot tent as part of the dynamics of the team, because in an emergency, you've got somewhere to treat a casualty. You've got somewhere to get someone warm, you know, dry clothing, you know. But I think I might be cold camping tonight. I think I'm going to sleep in the Quincy. Good to see how deep it is now, see if it's deep enough. I don't think it is. Oh, it could be. Let's have a look. I think I need to go a little bit deeper. I'm curled up a little bit, so I'll dig a bit more out of the back for my feet. You know, all I need to do is put a rucksack in the entrance or something like that, or some spruce boughs. Always have some ventilation, maybe poke a hole in the top or have a bit of airflow, you know. If I put a candle in here, it will raise the temperature slightly. But yeah, I mean, you could survive a night, you know, Arctic conditions, a blizzard or something like that. Even without a sleeping bag, you might have a terrible time, but you won't die, you know. These things are lifesavers, you know. It's always good to learn. You know, we just don't get the snow in the UK to practice this, so I always make sure I have a play around in the snow. You know, when I come to Finland or Sweden. Oh. Right, let's get digging. Right guys, what I'm doing now, I'm creating a wall across the entrance to the Quincy. This way, if I have a fire, it would trap a bit of heat, it would keep a bit of wind off me, and also keep a bit of wind from the entrance of the Quincy. Another thing we could do with it, we could put a tarp off it with some boughs, and I could get my mate Craig to sleep out here with me on the last night. See what he says about that. I think he'll be up for it, knowing Craig. But yeah, so Matthew's still on with his tree shelter. Dave's taking a break. He got a little bit wet, so he's going to get dry and continue that at a later date. He might continue with it tomorrow. But for now, I'm just going to keep digging this wall.
Today is one of the simpler
kind of survival snow shelters you can make. What I've done is I've found a huge fallen tree. You can just see it over here. Now, this isn't something I'd usually do in the summer because, you know, it could be dangerous. But this tree's about 60 foot long and half of it's buried in ice. So the chances of this going anywhere is virtually nil. So all I've done is underneath where all the branches were, I've got them all out, cut them all out. A lot of them I've used for the sides. All the twigs and stuff I can use for a fire later on. And we've put spruce boughs on the side and on the front. Now for the top, I've used what's called a sports blanket. You've all seen the little Mylar space blankets. Now, in my opinion, they're next to useless. They tear. They're not very durable at all. But these are like the next step up. They're almost like a ground sheet. Silver on the inside, and you can get them in all different colours. I've got a green one. Julie, my wife's got a bright orange one. And they're just a lot tougher, they're a lot more durable while doing the same thing. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to finish off pulling this right over the top. So that'll be my top cover. Sides and end are all done. And if you can take a quick look in there, that's where I'll be sleeping tonight. Cosy little place in there. I'll be tamping the snow down. I'll be putting a CCF mat down. Could do spruce boughs, but I don't want to be deforesting the place just for the sake of a night camping. So it'll be a CCF mat down. I'll be using my OEX Leviathan sleeping bag, and over the top I've got a 1980s wool sleeping bag liner, British military one, and they're a fantastic bit of kit. They were supposed to go inside the old, I think, 58 pattern bags, but to use it on the outside, any moisture that comes out of your bag during the night kind of condenses on the top of the wool like frost, and then you can just shake it off. So that's tonight's accommodation.
So I've moved into my Quincy camp now. I've got the fire lit, I've got snow melting, I've had something to eat. I've got my chair up, my tent's packed down now. So I'm going to be spending the night out here in this gorgeous landscape. Hopefully we're going to see the Northern Lights, but you can never guarantee that. But we will see stars. It's the first night we've had actually that's clear sky. It's a beautiful day. I'll show you around. So here I've used snow to raise up the ground higher. So I've got a seat. I could have made a tripod, but I don't need to because I've got snow. The idea of this setup is minimal impact on the environment. I've got my fire in my log stove there. I've just took the lid off and I can use it as a fire basket. So I'm not scouring the floor. You know, and the wood I've took there is a dead standing tree. What a beautiful day. Just give you a spin round. The snow's sounding quite good today because it sounds like polystyrene. I don't know if you can hear it. So I'm walking my feet around so you can hear that. Now, when you can hear that in snow, it's good for making igloos. I didn't have it the other day, but we've got it today. But I haven't got time to make one now. I've got my Quincy. So I've got a visitor this morning. I've got my mate Jimbo. Known Jim a very long time. Lives around the corner from me. Yeah, Jim loves it out here. He's been snowshoeing. He's been out taking photographs, melting lots of water, doing lots of stuff.
Lots of water.
Yeah, keep hydrated, mate, isn't it?
Snowball suit.
Yeah.
This is a nice little camp you got here.
Cheers, Jim.
How long do you reckon in total it's taking you to do this?
In total, probably about 5 hours. I think from digging the mound and then, you know, cutting everything out. Maybe more. It might have taken 8 hours. I've lost track of time. I was just enjoying it, to be honest.
The good thing is you've got nothing to take down at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It'll just melt.
It would melt. like I was just saying to the guys, then it's this camp's about minimal impact on the environment.
Yeah.
It's dead standing wood, you know. The log stove again. You're not leaving a fire scar, and your shelter's just going to melt away.
Yeah, and I'm just I'm going to borrow your snow saw if that's okay. I'm going to make a little seat where I've got my wood gas stove.
Yeah.
And try and double up boiling water so we can get our flasks full just using twigs on that.
Yeah, it's a good idea, to be honest. I'm going to melt a load of snow on this. Do you want me to get it out for you?
Oh, please.
I must remember it's about -11, -12 at the moment. So I've got to be careful my hands don't stick to this. But because my hands are so warm, because I've been in my down jacket, it's not too much of an issue this morning.
Yeah, this is the first time since we've arrived that my frost has been freezing on my moustache.
Yeah.
Nice one, thank you.
No problem, Jim. Right, I'll catch you in a bit, buddy.
Thank you.
Oh, it's comfortable. I think Jim's kept that warm for me. Yeah, I'm very stationary today. I'm not wearing my snow smock because I'm not moving around. I've got my mothership on. I've got the down jacket on because I'm quite, still today. I'm not doing much work. It's our last night here. We're going to Levy tomorrow morning. We're going to march out tomorrow morning, and we're going to go to Levy for 2 nights. I think there's a Sami museum we want to find, and there's a Sami restaurant there under the ground in a grotto. We've been before, but some of the lads haven't been, so we're going to go and check that out. I'll try and squeeze that in the video, and I'll show you around Levy in case you ever want to go on holiday to Finland and you don't want to do the camping thing, but you want to experience the Northern Lights, maybe go snowshoeing or out on the dogs or snowmobiling. You can get a hotel room in Levy. We've got an apartment between 6 of us, and it's cost us £84, I think, for the 2 nights each, which is cheap for Finland. And it's got its own hot tub and sauna. So I'll be putting a link to that in the description in case you ever want to go. Don't need my gloves on at the moment because my body's warm and it's pumping out heat around my body, sending blood flow to my extremities. But if I do get cold, I've got gloves in my pocket, ready, warming. Never put your gloves on the floor. And I've got a fire. So, yeah, I'll be quite cosy tonight in the Quincy, I hope. Should be. So my plan tonight, I'm going to take my rucksack off there and all my bits and bobs sort of lying around. I'm going to clear that area, tidy up camp a little bit, have my fire going. I'm going to put some candles in the walls, in the snow wall here, going along to create a bit of an ambience. And I'm going to put a little candle inside the Quincy, just to light it up for a bit of warmth glow. And then I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna look at the sky and see what I can see. I can't think of a better way of ending the trip to the woodland, really. Right, I've got a few more things to show you today. Matthew's made a tree survival shelter, so we'll go have a look at that, eh? Matthew's not quite ready yet. He's just still setting up his gear, so we'll come back to him in a little while. In the meantime, we'll have a look around. For the last 2 nights, we've been hearing moose call, and it's been coming from the same direction. They're quite territorial as far as I'm aware, moose. We had a moose come through our camp in summer once in Norway, and it was like a cow on stilts. It was huge, and the ground shook when it ran through. But yeah, they can be quite dangerous if you're not careful. If you're on a well-trodden path, they'll sooner kill you than move off it. So you let them pass. They win out here. You can just make out Dave's survival shelter there to the right hand side of the screen. The sun's going a bit low now, to be honest. Hiya, mate.
Yeah, right, man.
Yeah, so this is Craig. You know Craig from the other videos.
Yeah, I've been in a few now.
He's newest member, one of the newest members to the Sub-Zero crew. He's done absolutely wonderful. How have you been finding it, mate?
It's been fantastic, mate. That first night was pretty rough, but it's been great since then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. Loved it.
Yeah, I think the shot factor coming from the UK straight into the very cold temperatures,
Yeah.
cold camping.
Yeah.
Better that you did it that way around.
Yeah,
Everything else is easier now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And how do you find -11 compared to yesterday?
It's a lot drier.
Yeah.
A lot drier, so it's easier. You're not having to manage the your wet gear as much.
Yeah.
Not having to dry out as much. Yeah. Just need to keep an eye on the extremities a little bit more, but that's fine.
As long as you got your gloves and stuff, you're all right, aren't you?
Isn't it? Yeah.
So what we do on every trip, we give new guys the opportunity to test their skills for future, trips, or in case they need to, be better in a survival situation. And Craig had to get a fire going in under 10 minutes from scratch.
Yeah.
And he did it. He did it, no problem. And from that, his skills snowshoeing. He can snowshoe quite well now. It's just about getting out and having fun and pushing your boundaries, really.
Yeah, it certainly is an experience out here.
Yeah.
It is fun. Yeah.
So you're hooked now, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I'll be back. I will be back.
He'll be back. Well, next trip, because Craig's been now on this trip, if anyone else new comes, Craig would be taking care of them, kind of like a buddy to them.
Yeah.
Just to help them out, pointers and things.
I feel up for that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then maybe after 2 or 3 trips, maybe 2 knowing Craig, we'll probably put him as expedition leader, put him through his paces that way. It's about pushing forward, Right, I'm going to just stop filming in 1 sec because I'm just checking my battery, guys.
Once you get into your sleeping bag.
Hello.
Hi there.
Right, Matthew, talk us through your tree shelter, please.
So, found a conifer with the branches fairly low to the ground. Hollowed out the inside a little with all the dead wood. So making the tree healthier by giving a lot more energy to the upper boughs. Took it down probably to around here, maybe about like 3/4 of a pie. And then using that stuff that's come out of the inside, I've used it to bulk up the walls, gotten a few spruce boughs. So now I've got protection from the snow, from the wind. When I have a little fire just in the entrance there, just a little stick fire to melt some snow, then it's going to be able to come into here, warm the surrounding area. And when I go to sleep, I don't need to be worried about any sudden snowfall. I'll have a view of the stars. I have my doorway, a few candles to raise the temperature a couple of degrees. Yeah, I'm quite proud of it. It's quite comfy, actually. It already actually feels just maybe half a degree, maybe 1 degree warmer in here, just because I'm free from the surrounding breeze.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Excellent, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So, yeah, I think it's one of these vital skills to have, the ability to find natural shelter quickly. Yep. I mean, all in all, if there was a team of 2 of you, you could probably knock something like this up in probably an hour, 2 hours.
Without a doubt. I think with me, it's probably taken me about 4 hours in total, with the shoveling of snow up onto the sides and the clearing out. If you had somebody knocking down the inside of the tree, somebody getting spruce boughs and throwing up snow on the outside, yeah, an hour or 2 max.
Yeah. Matthew, what have you got underneath you for insulation tonight? Have you got a mat or anything?
Yeah, so I'll have this CCF mat here, which I'll show you.
Oh yeah,
like CCF mat.
Is it Dutch Army type thing?
It's a Dutch Army one, yeah. So it's not going to pop. It's a surprising amount of insulation out of them. not the comfiest, but I've got all of the snow underneath me to mould to my body shape. I've got a foil blanket and then a very, very capable sleeping bag that will keep me toasty warm. And in the event that I get a little bit too cold, I've got another thick wool layer in my bag here, and I've got a down jacket plus whatever I'm wearing. So I'll probably go to bed fully kitted, and I've also got an insulated layer inside the sleeping bag as well. So I'm completely covered for all eventualities. Even if a blizzard comes down, I'm more than protected in here. And if anything, more snowfall makes this even more insulated.
Wise words from a wise man. Thanks, Matt.
No worries.
We're at minus 14 now, so it's a nice, comfortable temperature. We've made some benches along here, so when the guys come later, they can sit out. We've got water flasks filled. Tea's on its way. Might need some more firewood, but it's not a problem. And the sun's gone down pretty much now. You can see it in the distance where it's a bit lighter, the sky. So I've got my down jacket on, my snow smock and my big mothership Ushanka. Because I'm not mobile, it just keep me warmer tonight. I've also got a hot water bottle here, just because I can. Don't necessarily need it, but I've got it, and it will stop the water from freezing. And when we boil the billies, we can top it up with that. So we're just waiting for the guys to come over now. Dinner bowl ready?
No.
Are you hungry?
I'm not terribly hungry, no. I just figured I can't be asked walking all the way back there.
Yeah. So Matthew's helped us make this snow bench today. High five, Matthew. We've been out here all day, me and Matt. We've just been sat here enjoying it.
Yeah.
Skull. Oh, yeah, skull. That reminds me, I'm going to get a coffee on. Good morning, guys. So I woke up this morning. Last night was a lovely night in the Quincy. It's one of the warmest nights I've actually had. Even my face didn't feel the cold. It's just a microclimate in there. I was really toasty warm. I had a hot water bottle at the bottom because my boot liners were a little bit wet, so I put a hot water bottle at the bottom of my sleeping bag, which dried out my boot liners. Got down to about minus 17 last night. Slept really well. Matthew slept really well in his tree shelter, and I'm going to pack up, get all my kit together, and we're going to hit the trail. So keep watching. Good morning, everybody. So we're at Levy now, and we're staying in an apartment. It's luxury. We've had showers, and we've been out. Night on the town last night. I didn't get any footage in, but we went to a karaoke bar. Brilliant bar. Fantastic people. We found a really nice burger joint. Tastiest burger I've ever had, actually. And we're going to go out today to the Sami Museum. And I'm going to be meeting up, hopefully, with my mate Tim, who's a musher. He takes tourists out with sleigh dogs, so I think he's bringing a husky with him. So we'll meet up with Tim, hopefully, later on. All our kit's strewn everywhere. We've still got to pack stuff away. Dave and Julie have been on it this morning, sorting the kit out. Yes, and she's had a shower and washed her hair and put her makeup on and everything, and she's feeling fresh. Yeah. Craig's not feeling very fresh. But that's Levy for you. They call it the Vegas of the North. Right, let's go outside. Hi, Matt. We're going to go up on one of these gondolas to the top of the mountain here in Levy. Look at, see if we can get in the Sami Museum. So it's €15 to go up and back down. I can't be bothered walking up there today.
That's a very good point. It's slipping.
It's like a big roller coaster.
Ding ding, ding ding ding. Oh, it's quiet.
Let's rock it.
Really fun.
Don't rock it.
I'm joking.
Look at these lot. Fully crew. Little speaker in here somewhere saying, "Shut up, man."
Cease!
English people.
Oh wow, look at you behind us, guys.
Oh wow, yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, wow.
Can you see it?
No.
Yeah.
There's a hot air balloon, isn't it?
So this is a Sami food box. It's what they would keep their food in and their belongings, coffee and things like that. A fireplace with a kettle and a curtain for privacy. The roof of this is open completely. Maybe they would fill it in if in bad weather. And you have curved boughs. And when the trees get snow on, they bend naturally. And they would have used these to create these arches. Yeah, Sami Lavu. Another baby there. Some wool clothing. Very decorative. Reindeer skins, and we have some birch twigs for the flooring. We use these long logs here. This will be a wet well where you walk in, wet clothing, wet boots and things, and this can get a bit wet, but these two sides, either side, was for sleeping and sitting. Some sledges there. Reindeer would have pulled when they're moving camp, being nomadic like they are, the reindeer herders, the sami. There's another sledge there. We have a ladder, possibly to put another piece of canvas over the top, or skins to keep the snow out of the centre in bad weather. But I suppose in good weather, they would just leave it open, vent the smoke from the fire. Yeah, if you're ever in Levy, check out the Sami Museum. It's got a lot of factual stuff, lots of history. Very tough people. You know, the Sami belong to the land. We actually were speaking to some Sami people last night when we was in the pub. Met a lovely Sami woman. Her brother's a reindeer herder, and I've got her details. There was some talks about letting us go up to his ranch on a future trip, which should be very interesting. Very privileged to be asked something like that. Modern day Sami clothing, what they would wear. You know, it's not always traditional. Sometimes they wear modern things these days. Rubber boots, waterproof trousers. There's a baby reindeer there. I've never seen a reindeer calf. So a skidoo, modern skidoo, but still the traditional Sami clothing. Still use wool. You know, they've kind of mixed it up. He's got his luku knife there. Use it for marking the reindeers so they know who's a who's, and also other jobs it can do. White reindeer there. There they are with quads. You know, I suppose these things will help the Sami, you know, have an easier life, even though it's still going to be hard. All different types of larvae. You know, some are made out of turf, some are made out of wood. This looks more like your traditional larvae for forest Sami. And when they finished with it, it would go back to nature, just collapse in on itself and become part of the earth again. If you use birch bark there. This is canvas, looks like. Or is it skins? Not sure. Yeah. Got spruce boughs and things for insulation. And then these here, for storing food. You know, the snow would be high as well in winter, and also it keeps the bears out. When I was travelling through Norway once, and I saw a lot of these little huts here in people's gardens, and they were what their grandparents lived in, and then the grandchildren have built a house on the land, but they've kept the old traditional huts, the old cabins, and they use them. They still use them for things. Maybe storing garden equipment in. Who knows? There's some lovely pictures. If you come up to the museum, you can purchase some great you know, prints of landscapes, and here we have the Northern Lights. Right, I'll show you something now, guys. Little treat. Julie's found some friends.
Dave's gone looking for food.
Julie loves reindeer. Hello. Yeah. I think he's a male. I think it's only the female that keep their antlers in winter. I think the male shed theirs. Yeah. I might be wrong. Yeah. I might be wrong. I think I'm wrong looking at it. No, I'm not. There's a male. You can see he's a male there, yeah. The one with no antlers is a male. Yeah. And we've got, looks like 2 females there. He's a very lucky chap.
There's another female over there.
Oh, he's a very lucky chap then. He's got a tracker on just in case they get out.
Yeah, but why
But nobody
haven't
else
they?
does. Maybe he's the escape artist.
Yeah, might be escape artist. Yeah, so I think that Dave's gone getting some lichen or moss. What are you feeding them with, Julie? Do you know?
It looked like there were bags at the reception desk.
Yeah.
Green.
Yeah, bags of lichen, I think.
Might be,
Reindeer moss, maybe.
maybe.
We'll see when he comes with it. Jim is on his way down to a larvae shelter of some description there. Yeah, it's €15 return on the gondola to come up here, and the Sami Museum's €15. So 30 quid. You know, it's not bad. It's not bad really. You know, you can spend a bit of time up here and maybe take a picnic with you. Look out over Lapland. There's some hot air balloons in the air today. Is it cosy in there, Jim?
Yeah.
And the snow on top will insulate it even more. Let's have a look inside. I might need a torch on for this. I think I'll be alright. Cheers, Jim. Thank you, Volbet buddy. Right, let's go in here. It's tight to get in, but now we're inside. You can see the hole in the roof for the smoke to come out. And then again, you've got the 2 logs either side. This would be the, you know, the kind of wet area that you can come in and out of, and it doesn't matter. And then you have your sleeping area all around, your sitting area. You know, a full family will probably live in here. And I've known one of the things they do is you have a flap on the roof sometimes, and they would close it off at the night time, and the smoke would slowly come down, keeping overheating. And then just before it gets too low, they open the hatch in the roof, and then the smoke will come out in the morning. Not advisable to do really, but they know what they're doing. They've been doing it for thousands of years. They were around a long time before the Vikings. You know, they're the true indigenous people of the north, the Sami. Right, let's go outside. Oh. Got a little bit of a walk there, lantern walk. There's another larvae, yeah. And we've got like a wooden shed. I don't know what's in there. Might be when they keep some reindeer food or something like that. I don't know. It looks traditionally built. Another larvae. Same as the other one pretty much. And then a traditional log cabin style structure there, risen up off the ground. In fact, looking at that, it looks like an open fronted larvae. Yeah, somewhere you can sit and look at the views. I think we'll try and get in there. There's a bit of a trail here you can walk along. You know, once you're up at the top, you can go around the museum. There's a cafe up here. You can get coffee, hot berry juice and pies and traditional food. Well, yeah, there seems to be a bit of a nice walking area. You could probably spend a whole day up here. We haven't got all day. I'm meeting my mate Tim. He's coming up from an hour away. He lives up here. He's going to come and meet us later on. Of course, it goes dark quite quickly here at this time of year, and it's dark for a long time, so I can imagine people come up here with these lanterns lit, maybe carrying a little candle lantern. Be quite magical for children as well, I should expect. Ah, there we have a food store, which I was talking about before. It keeps the rats out and the rodents. Then here we have another larvae cabin. Don't know what the name would be. Would it be called a larvae as well? I'm not sure. 4-post shelter. Ah, so we'd have 4 trees. Cut the tops off, and then you can raise the shelter off a floor above the snow line, and again keeping rodents out. Here we have some reindeer skins on the floor and some sacks. Might be filled with some dry grass, sedge or something. Poles for the roof. Yeah. So this would be your view if you come up here. You can see right across Lapland. I think what I'm going to do now I know a little bit more about Levy. I'm going to see about bringing Hannah and the kids. I think the kids will love it here, and Hannah would especially. You know, accommodation, like I say, it's like 40 quid a night. It's an expensive place, but some things are cheaper than in the UK. Here's Matthew. Matthew, there's a couple of larvae down there, mate. Keep going down the trail. Julie's made up, she's fed for reindeer. You know, I wonder what this place would be like to visit in summer as well. You know, it'd be totally different again, wouldn't it? Looking out of the forest. Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't got my tripod with me today. So if the camera's a little bit shaky, I do apologise, but at least we're getting some footage of this. Hello. Hello there.
Oh, oh. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I think they're used to people, aren't they? More used to people than the rest of the herd, I bet.
Oh, God.
Recommend coming up here to anybody
Yes, and make sure you buy bags of food at reception when you're getting your ticket.
for the reindeer.
Yes, you need 4 bags.